Over the next hour, I'm going to be doing a whistle-stop tour, going from the real basics. What is silica? Why is it a problem to health? A historical awareness of problems caused by respiratory crystalline silica. I'm going to be looking at the work of the Health and Safety Executives and the All-Party Parliamentary Group on Respiratory Health. And finally, looking at litigation and considering how the claims may be brought, the sort of experts you may need to bring these claims, and finally, looking at some recent claims from abroad and what we can learn from them. Again, for those of you who maybe are less familiar with workplace exposure limits, there is what we call an average over an 8-hour wait, and that is the 0.3 milligrams that you see here. There is no what we call short-term workplace exposure limit, and that will be over a 50-minute period. So often for certain exposure, you'll have this long-term, which is over this 8 hours, and short-term, which is a maximum exposure in a period of 15 minutes. So what that means is if you have 0.3 milligrams per meter cubed over 8 hours, is that technically that exposure could all be in 1 hour at 2.4 milligrams per meter cubed. But over the 8 hours, it's averaged to 0.3. Possibly as cases become more established, you may see more joint instruction and effectively everyone becoming aware that is what the court will do. So, for example, in noise-induced hearing loss claims, it's fairly normal that an occupational hygienist will be jointly instructed by the parties. A big issue for the court when it's considering evidence will be proportionality, and that is required by the CPR. For lower value cases, there'll be a much more push by the courts for joint instruction of liability experts. Where the value of cases is much higher, they are much more likely to allow single instruction.